presentation writers. You got a letter from one of these students. This is our fourth grade, and I'm going to fourth grade. You turn around and introduce you. Everybody can see okay. We have Mrs. Clippinger. She's our dear president. Mr. Clippinger, who's the vice president. Who's that person right there? This is Miss Freeman. Behind Miss Freeman is Miss Parker. You all know Miss Parker, right? This is Miss Bartok. This is Mrs. What's your name? PTO. Who's the lady behind Miss Elving? Miss Ryan. She's the PTO president. You've seen here before too, haven't you?
Yeah.
All right. And this is Miss Allen. She's taking Mr. Bayard's place. They were disappointed.
Yes, I get that all the time.
She's great. So we love having Miss Allen here. She's really good at taking pictures. Okay, so say hello.
Hello.
Mrs. Sack. Mrs. Sack. We have two more people that just joined us.
Boys and girls, this is Mr. Flynn.
Hi.
Hi. I think this is Dr. Richards?
Yes.
Dr. Richards. Thank you for coming. Okay, you ready? I'd like to introduce some of the staff. This is Mr. Cantino. He's our TRT assistant. Rains, our TRT. Ms. Stoops is one of our fourth grade teachers. We've got Ms. Primary over here. She's our counselor. Library assistant. Ms. Bartos is our who's that? Kevin is our clicker. He's going to run the PowerPoint. I'm going to give you some background information, and then the children are going to do the whole thing. We have the adults are done with this. All right? Real prompt. Little bit. Ready, Kevin? All right, the background information was when I came in 2004. The children already know this because I talked to them about this. Mr. Jenkins was a third grade teacher, and he was teaching persuasive writing. So the children wrote letters asking for a playground for Meadowland. So I brought the letters to the PTO, and there was no money available. They couldn't raise the money for the playground. So instead, we needed block grants, and we got the track. That's how we got the track. So in 2014, there was a lot of discussion. We read in the local newspaper about what? That schools were getting playgrounds, and so we received a call from Ms. Bartok, right there behind you. And they wanted to meet with our PTO about a playground, which they did. And then I decided that you should be involved in this project. You should be the ones to design a playground. So that's what we did. We got you all involved. We talked to the fifth grade because they built playgrounds for STEM. You saw some of those. We built the background knowledge. I talked to you about why we thought we needed a playground, why we thought we needed a playground, and then we did what? What did we do? We did a lot of work for the playground. When did you start this project? All right, are we ready?
Yes.
All right. Thank you all for coming. I'm going to talk a little bit about, as we met as a team with Mrs. Sack, Mrs. Showalter, and the teachers involved, we had to first obviously look at our SOLs so that we're making sure we're covering the curriculum. So as you can see, we didn't type everything out, but there was a lot of time to the curriculum. Some of it we had taught already, some we had not taught. So in math, we did a lot of different things. They had to add, subtract in a budget. They had to divide. They had to measure. They had to do conversions between metric and customary. So there was a lot of things we had to do. And some of those things, when they didn't know, we were able to use that as a formative assessment to see, okay, we need to give them a mini lesson so that they're able to do the next step in what we need them to do. We covered writing through writing invitations, through writing persuasive essays. We did a lot of research online. We went to a playground website and we had to do research. We also did research on benefits of having a playground, safety issues and things like that. We kind of looked at different codes and materials and safety things, again, what we need to do. In reading, we actually had some things we had to read and guided reading and as a class to kind of get that background knowledge of what we needed. Obviously today they are presenting, so we've got our oral communication. With social studies, we tied in things like cause and effect and things like that. Science, that goes back, connects with our math, and then we had health benefits, which the kids will talk about, and we did a lot of work with technology in order to do this. So we were able to get both formative and summative assessments based on the process of what we went through. Okay, thanks, Kevin. Nope, go back one. Go forward one. Another one. Okay. So here is our authentic problem, what it is that we were trying to solve. It's very basic. Meadowland did not have a playground. Since 1979 when it was built, we did not have one, and we did not have the money to build a playground. So that was our problem, and we went about solving it, and we're going to show you next all the things we had to do to get to this point. Go back. Okay. So I think we're going to start with Soph and Issa Marie, and they're going to talk to you about the first thing we had to do was contact our friend Mr. Lewis. All right, go ahead, girls. He's a rock star.
Our first step on our venture to getting a playground was writing a friendly letter to Mr. Lewis. Our letter asked Mr. Lewis if he where we could put the playground and what the width and length would be. It helped us in reading and writing. We were working on comments for the letter. When we were finished, we checked the Lewis set. Then we mailed it off to Mr. Lewis. Later we found out he was coming to tell us the information. Thank you.
And here is actually a copy of that letter, and then Ms. Frederick's class is going to go into some of the questions that we came up with to ask and kind of guide our research.
Hello, I am James, here's Andy, and here's Joseph.
We met with Mr. Lewis to talk about the playground project.
Each class made questions to ask him at our meeting.
We answered our questions and said email him for anything else that involves the playground.
Boys, you can read through some of the questions.
Where can we put a playground on our grounds?
How large can it be?
What are safety standards for a playground?
What is the playground safety?
How do we select site for a playground?
How do we make sure that the playground will accommodate all age levels in our school? How will we select appropriate equipment for ECSE STEM K-5?
Type of surface material between loose fill and hard surface.
Okay, so our process and task completed. We have gone through the first two, so now it is time for Ms. Frederick's class to talk about the persuasive.
The first thing that we did to build the playground is Ashley, Selena, and myself met in groups, and we decided why we needed the playground, why we
Raise a word, smile.
Yes, there are representatives from Ms. Steele and Ms. Stu's class that have also written excellent persuasive essays, so if you could come up now. Chris?
Christopher, remember how I tell you I'm getting old and I can't hear you, you can yell. So I can tell you back. Yell.
Getting a playground at Meadowland Elementary is important for the students and our community. It will help our social skills, our imagination, and strengthen our bodies. A playground will help our social skills. It helps kids learn, be calm, and take turns. You have to be patient to play. A playground will help our imaginations. Children need to learn to play. 10 play helps children's brains. Children's creativity helps them make friends. This helps everyone. A playground is good for students to get exercise. It will be good for our core, our heart, our core, our legs and hands. Running helps our legs. A playground will help everyone. Children will get to be around others. Thank you for the money for the playground.
So we're going to move on. Our next step after we wrote persuasive essays was Mr. Raines and I were able to go on a virtual field trip to Potomac Elementary School and be able to kind of FaceTime with the kids here. So if Jasmine and V can come up.
Hello, we are here to talk to you about our virtual field trip. Miss Steele, Mr. Raines, two teachers here at Meadowland, went to Potomac Elementary School to show all fourth grade the equipment they have in the health section. Also, while they were there, they measured the perimeter of the playground and equipment. They went to Potomac Elementary School because fourth grade needed examples of playgrounds for improvements going on. While we were there, they showed us materials that were used for the ground and equipment. We communicated with them by FaceTime through a laptop and a phone. They showed us what equipment we could and couldn't have. This helped us form our blueprints and models. Thank you for your time and we hope you enjoyed our presentation.
Next, after we had did the step of virtual field trip and our slideshow, we had to determine where we would have the playground and also how we were going to be able to take measurements on how big the playground was. So if JR and Anthony can come on up, and they'll be able to explain to you.
Loud voices, loud.
Hello, my name is Anthony, and today I'm going to tell you why we picked this location. We picked the blacktop because it's not close to the school and it's not too close to the baseball field and it's not too close to the kickball field. This summer they're also going to have to smoothen out the land because it has cracks.
We measured with, hello, my name is Michael. We measured with yardsticks by feet. We got a total of 15 by 24 on the blacktop where we are going to put the playground. Each group in the class measured one side of the blacktop to find the width and length. We added all our numbers and the end, and at the end we got a total of 15 by 24.
Yeah, you can start.
for the playground and also what type of playground equipment that we were going to choose. So if I can have Austin, you can come on up. And Austin's going to mention about how we chose the playground equipment.
Hello everybody, my name is Austin. Today we're going to tell you about how we got our equipment. First we went to a playground equipment catalog. After that we went on a virtual field trip to Potomac Elementary. Reasons why we picked the different playground equipment was because of safety. That was how we chose our equipment for our playground.
We also had to keep in mind the safety concerns with the playground and the new equipment, and so I would like Shreya and Riley to come up and talk to you about the safety concerns.
Shreya louder, maybe.
My name's Shreya, and this is Matt. When we were designing the playground, we were mad about the weather that changed the bar and started off and made our hands freeze and burn. Some kids couldn't run on the playground and don't watch where they're going. They bumped their heads on some bars that we can't use. But in the new playground, it has more space and the equipment is safer. The reason the playground is safer is because it's safer to touch. The equipment will be farther apart and the ground areas will be safer if children fall.
And then the last part we talked about was not only safety and health, but we looked at cognitive and social skills that come along with that. So that would be Bounty and me.
Hello. We have learned about the cognitive and social development of younger children that could take place on a playground. Waiting for an open swing, imagining a playful scenery, and helping each other on equipment are all things that can happen on a playground. And Meadowland starts at preschool, so we thought this was a very fitting opportunity. There's no end of what a child can do while playing on a playground, whether it is real or fantastical.
There are a lot of social abilities that younger students can achieve on a playground. Some examples are the increase of self-control by waiting their turn, sharing, and group interaction. There is no limit to what a child can do on a playground socially either. In conclusion, there is so much a child can do on a playground, whether it is physical, cognitive, social, and more.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation focused on cognitive and social benefits of a playground. Thank you.
After our research, we had to create blueprints that will be able to fit to scale. And if I can go ahead and have it. And this was their particular blueprint that they made for their particular model.
Hello everyone, my name is Ryan. My group partners are Emily Gary and Ivy and Kim. Today we are going to tell you about our blueprints.
Hello, my name is Emily. I am talking about the size and width of our playground. Also how we measured the scale of our playground was 15 by 24 feet. How we measured was like each square was 4 feet, so we counted by fours.
For the measurement, we use multiplication and division.
And then after we created our blueprints, that's when we started building our models. So if I can have Richard and Angie, come on up.
And Angie also was in Discovery, so she shared all the information about Discovery's playground with us too, didn't you?
Hi, my name's Angie, and I came from Discovery Elementary. In Discovery Elementary, when we made our playground, we had foam ground.
My name is Richard. The material we used for our model was all magic beads, plastic lids, egg cartons, and toothpicks.
Some problems that we had for the models was finding equipment for the model.
Another problem was when we were measuring, it took long for us to measure how big an object was on our graph.
The second problem was spacing out the equipment on the model.
Last but not least, the last problem was finding how much the budget for adding up the materials from the catalog.
Kevin, can you go forward, please? And this is just a few of the examples of what each group had to do. So here, they wrote down the actual equipment. They had to write down the dimensions off the research, and then actually these had to be converted to scale. And then they started writing the prices so they could see they only had so much money to spend. Kevin, go forward again. Thank you. And there's just another example of what they did with the budget, okay? So now go 2 back. There you go.
And then we came up with problems and solutions.
Okay.
There were students that came to each class and asked different 4th graders what problems and how they were able to solve those problems.
And now be Joshua and TJ.
This is TJ.
Problems and solutions we had with the playground project. Some of the problems we had were being distracted by others. Another, we had a lot of lazy walking. Some people couldn't read, so some of them compromised and others voted on different ways.
Adding the budget is also a problem because there was a lot of money. Some people had trouble measuring and putting the playground down to scale.
The three guys, everyone helped and worked together.
In my opinion, the budget is also a huge problem because there's a limited amount of money.
Some people were slacking on it.
So it doesn't work. Thank you for your time.
Now we're going to go ahead and present the models. There were actually 4 models.
Yes.
Four models, right. From 3rd place all the way to 1st place. What happened was that on Wednesday, the whole school, we had the models laid out here, and the whole school were able to vote, and they actually have ballots, so.
Do we have copies of the ballots to show?
That is sample
I know where
ballot.
one is.
Is there one still? So we're going to start with our 3rd place model. So Kayla,
Actually, it's a 3rd choice.
third choice.
And before they go, this was a sample of the ballot, and then it was entered onto a computer, and Mr. Eanes was able to figure out who choice 1, choice 2, choice 3.
Hello, my name is Nikki, and I'm doing the bucket and the bench. The bench is made out of tape and toothpicks. It is in the bottom right corner. I made the bucket out of beads, sandpaper, tape, and a house mistake. Hello, my name is Kayla. I did the single K coaster and the sky hop. slide with plastic trays, toothpicks, color tape, and model magic. I made the short buckle bridge with plastic trays, color tape, toothpicks, and model magic.
Let's have Miss Hedrick's Trace 2.
Math history, that's you.
Our playground has a zip line that goes very fast, which is fun. We also have a green canopy tent that has a slide and a ladder. We got our information from a website. We chose our equipment because it looked safe and affordable. We got the measurements by using a ruler. Every inch is equal to 4 feet. It benefits younger and older kids by allowing them to get exercise.
Hey, what does affordable mean? You said it was affordable, what does that mean? Right. What does affordable mean? Is your question, Jared, what was it? Matthew? It's affordable. What does affordable mean? How much does it mean?
It means that you can that if you have a budget that someone else had, and there's all these other types of things, you can actually afford that budget.
What does afford mean?
So you can actually buy it.
Aha, what was your budget? What was your budget? Loud. What happened to your voice? What was your budget? $50,000. How much did you spend?
$45,000.
You're thrifty. Good money management.
Joshua wants to, go ahead, Joe, tell why ours was a little different.
We spent
Stand up, Joshua.
Yep, stand up, buddy.
We spent $43,000 for our playground because we used $7,000 for tax and other things, flooring, bikes, racks, and
All right, nice job. There was actually a tie for choice 2. So can I have, where's mine? Got it? Whenever you're ready.
I'm Ethan, and we made the spider out of pipe cleaners and model magic. We made the rope walk out of pipe cleaners and model magic, and we made the S rock climber out of pipe cleaners and tape. We also made
Good. And then we have the school voted on choice one, so hopefully when we talk to Mr. Lewis, this will be our future playground.
No pressure. This is the cheapest playground. This one's one.
Less than 50, because this is what we had.
Oh, and this is Miss Cerniak. She was the art teacher that helped the children.
Yes.
Make the model.
Hey guys.
Loud voice, Amanda.
We made it. This is the playground that won, and I was talking about the box gate rock step. What this does is that these right here is an obstacle course, and we just try to make it to the end. And also, it has a rock climbing wall. And then we have this dragonfly seesaw that we added. And this is for 4 people, so they can sit and they can play it. And it has these like wings in the middle. I'll be talking about the rockin' class. Well, this is how it works. One person hangs here. Well, one person's here and one person's here. It's basically like a seesaw, but it's not like regular. It's basically a mix of a jungle gym with a seesaw. One person goes here and they go down and up and down and up, and one person goes here and waits to fall down. And I'll also be talking about the spiral zip line. It might be a long line because a lot of people like zip lining, or they never done it before. This is the step right here, and this is supposed to be where you sit down or you stand up, and you're supposed to slide all the way to the end over here to the back, so another person can go. This is a inchworm. It's like a worm, and you have to like step in the steps. It's like a little bit steps. The inchworm like 3, and you're trying to step on it. And we got small mushroom, and you have to sit on it.
Right, when you're tired.
Walter, David, are you going to talk? Okay.
We have the stop card that is for like preschoolers, like to imagine sitting and playing and like pretending to drive a car and using their imagination.
What would be the safety problem with that zip wire as long as it is? Nobody thought about that one.
This one.
Yes, the zip wire. What would be the safety problem with that?
It would take up most of the bedroom.
What would be the safety concern?
People blocking each other,
What would happen?
they would get hurt.
You might have a couple loose or broken
Yeah,
zips.
you might have holes.
So the zip wire might be something we have to think about, right?
With the area around it, has some.
We'll have to think about that one.
We'll put a little fence.
It's kind of like one of those where you hold it and you go across and then you come back. They had it at the Potomac, but it's just really long.
There was one that called the spiral of death.
No. No, not that one.
They said that?
Thank you guys. Good job. I know that we're going to offer you guys to ask questions, but before I do that, so could you stand up and talk for the 4th grade? Mr. Lewis, this is directed for you. All right, go ahead. So,
The 4th grade would like to ask if they would be able to participate in over the summer in building the playground.
Well, sure. we'd like to have some help.
Yes. So how would we go about that? Talking with you, and then we can communicate that with them?
Yeah, once we get everything together and figure out exactly what we're gonna do and how to do it, we'll go out and help you. You can help us lay it out, and then we'll have to make a schedule and be safe. So there are certain things you wouldn't be able to help with, but some of the things you could be able to help with. So we'd have to work that out and coordinate that with your teachers. But we'll make sure that you have a part in that because you've worked so hard already.
You might be able to use their blueprints.
What's that?
You might be able to use their blueprints.
Oh, absolutely. We'll use the blueprints.
Awesome. Any questions that you have for the children? Okay, go ahead.
So when you were planning this, I saw different things about material. So you explained a lot about the equipment, but I didn't hear anything about what you decided for the base. Whether you were going with mulch or you're going at Discovery, it's a foam core base. So I'm wondering what you're doing about what's on the ground.
The rubber.
Okay, go ahead, Leanne.
Stand up.
I think like maybe we could do mulch because like rubber it takes a lot of money. So
The mulch might be more affordable in the budget that we have.
Actually, they talk a lot about that.
Because,
Okay,
because the
explain.
one thing about the mulch,
It's like when it's sharp sometimes and you fall it.
well, but Mr. Lewis could attest to this probably. The one thing about mulch, when you do the foam, you have that cost when you're talking about your budget. It's a one cost. But when you do the mulch, you have to figure your budget every year because the mulch needs to be replenished. So that changes your numbers a little bit. So I don't know whether you discussed that, but that's.
When you talked about what the foam would be made of, when it was made of tires, maybe we don't want tires.
yeah.
We talked about that. We
Okay.
figured that was something Mr. Lewis would have to
Right.
decide based on.
So I was just curious as to whether that was part of the discussion.
It was.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other questions?
I do have one last thing. I'm gonna surprise Mrs. Showalter with this. Right before I came, I looked at the email, and Dr. Williams sent you an email. And who is Dr. Williams? Who is he? The big boss, right? See, Mrs. Showalter did that to you. You all have glasses, you wanna wear mine?
Okay, I'm writing to thank you for your work in developing a playground proposal. This is very important work. The perspective you bring as playground users, combined with your knowledge of science, technology, and many other fields, puts you in an excellent position to develop a proposal. Although I'm not able to attend the presentation in person, I look forward to viewing the videotape via the link that will be provided. Thank you, Dr. Williams.
What is Mr. Raines doing?
Taking a video.
He's videoing it, and everyone has seen your wonderful problem-solving skills based on the knowledge that you have from being playground users, because some of us are too old to remember everything we did on the playground, okay? And thank you so much. And I can see that we still have some problems to solve, like the mulch, right? But we would like to give each of you a hand and your teachers for everything that you have done. Can you say nice, not a yell thank you, but say thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting us.
Mine might want to shake hands, guys. My group come this way.